This is how to advertise and make your private team camp work. If you're one of the athletes or coaches who is interested in opening up the camp to the surrounding community, number one, you need to get a website where you have a shopping cart so people can sign up online. If you require them to register at the door, a lot of them won't show up because they will lose interest. Number two, if you are expecting them to mail in registrations, that will be very difficult as well. Just have it's pretty simple. You probably have a high school kid who can build a super basic website if you don't have one. Get a shopping cart and have a camp registration. You can even copy and paste, well, there's registration forms, there are plugins on WordPress. Build an easy WordPress site. I know people who can build a WordPress site in probably an hour, right? So you have your team site or your camp landing page. You advertise and you have all of your parents share once a week. This is the camp that's coming up. Hey, we have 37 kids signed up, only 18 spots left or 90 spots left, however many you're gonna have. Hey, next week, camp update. Maybe 2 weeks later, another camp update. You ask your parents to constantly share on social media. You go to tournaments, you put flyers under the windshield wiper of cars at the big tournaments, right? The flyer explains everything about your camp. Now, if you do a private team camp with us, you have a mock flyer. So you can print that, you can download or type in your basic info, and you put that under the windshield wipers of all the cars. Tell your kids not to get fingerprints all over the windshields and only put it on the driver's side only. You do that at all the big tournaments. So just through social media and having your parents shared. If you're a coach and you think you're going to talk to your high school kids or your Pee Wee kids once in, I don't know, January, and then you're going to tell 3 of your buddies, and you're going to email 5 parents, and you're going to post on Facebook once, and then 6 months later you think 200 kids are going to show up at camp, it's not going to happen. So flyer the parking lots, right? The big tournaments. Do the social media thing. Give updates, right? Tell them what's going on. Get them to your camp. Maybe when you're at a tournament, maybe you can have a thing where you tell kids or parents, hey, we want everybody to get one friend. They have no problem getting a friend to come to a tournament or to go to a tournament. Even some of them, they're like $700 or $800 tournaments where they have to travel for 16 minutes of wrestling. They shouldn't have any problem recruiting a friend to come and do the camp. So really be aggressive and get your parents and your kids involved and helping to get kids to your camp. Now, obviously, if you're doing a private team camp with us and it's not used as a fundraiser, you don't care. It's just your team. You're taking care of it. But if you are using it as a fundraiser and you want to draw a big crowd, do that. Lastly, we will help. We will advertise. Just through our social media, we have about 27,000 emails on our email program. They're all organically collected. We get massive open rates. I will pay for traffic to your website if you have one. If you don't have a website, I will spend money on advertising for you, but it's not nearly as productive. So definitely get away from them to register online. So if you will do those few things, flyering parking lots, once, at least 3 times a month, social media posts, giving updates, asking your kids and parents, hey, did you bring anybody? Can we count on you to bring a friend? All right. Or do you have someone we can contact? Maybe call your coaches. You're out drinking beer with your coaching buddies. You say, hey, are you guys going to send some kids to our tournament? If I email you the flyer, can you promise me that you'll email it out to your parents? Have them do that once every 3 or 4 weeks, just as a reminder. And you give us the information to your landing page, and we will buy traffic because you cover our hotel and we help you advertise. That's kind of our exchange. Well, we get a hotel even if you don't open the camp up to the surrounding community, but it does help offset some of those costs for those of you guys that do open it to the surrounding community. But the bottom line is we will help you to advertise for the camp. But there are some tips on how to advertise and make your private team camp a huge success. We've had a lot of teams make $6,000 to $8,000 in a 1-week camp. easily make $2,000-3,000 on a weekend camp. We've had teams make over $12,000 in a 5-day private team camp with us. And, we mostly care about training, but we understand about half of our private team camp coaches and booster clubs do use this private team camp opportunity as a way to raise money for their team, which is fantastic. And we want to help do that. So follow those tips, especially get a way to take registrations online. That is huge. I do have some teams who, it's pretty easy. They put their camp on Track Wrestling and they take registrations there. However, it's very difficult for us to send ad traffic to Track Wrestling. So I would encourage you just to build a landing page, a simple website if you don't already have one, and do it that way. Or maybe you don't want to deal with it, but one of your coaching buddies down the road, he's trying to bring his team. Put a shopping cart on his website. His wife or the secretary or somebody, maybe one of his wrestlers could probably do that. A $50 plug-in, they can probably do that in 20 minutes. So, and then you can come to us and say, hey, send traffic this way. And as we get closer to the camp date, usually about 5 weeks before the camp, we start really advertising and pushing traffic your way. And for our ad cost, we get about 1,000 eyeballs per $3. So we'll spend $200 on your camp. Now, some of those eyeballs will be repeat customers, obviously, but that's what you want. So we do a good job of sending traffic your way. So if you're interested in a private team camp, you don't know much about this, check out purlerwrestling.com. If you are watching this, you probably already booked one and you're just watching this link as a helpful aid. Good luck.